You guys, we have got to talk about David Harbour because there is even more that is coming out about him. We recently talked about how Lily Allen's new album had people talking about him, but now there's a whole claim about Millie Bobby Brown complaining about him while they were on the set of Stranger Things, and this is all coming out right before the final season of Stranger Things is about to drop. You guys, this is not good for David. We are going to get into everything that is being said, everything that has happened since Lily's album has come out. Who knew after Lily Allen exposed why her marriage with David Harbour ended, it would have led to his full-on cancellation, but it has. Last week, I talked about how the conversation surrounding Lily Allen's latest album was starting to pick up as her latest album, titled West End Girl, was released on October 24th, and she did not hold back on this album. From the moment people pressed play, it was clear Lily wasn't just releasing music. She was airing out her entire split from David Harbour and doing it in a way that only she could. Now, if you somehow missed the rollout of this album, let me catch you up real quick. West End Girl is her first release in 7 years, and it's basically a track-by-track unveiling of what she claims went down in her marriage to David Harbour. She gets into cheating, emotional betrayal, and their alleged open marriage that very much went sideways. Like, she was given details. There are lyrics that are talking specifically about rules that they had set for this open marriage that it sounds like David allegedly broke these rules. One lyric in particular caught major attention where she sings, "Be discreet and don't be blatant. There had to be payment. It had to be with strangers." And that one line alone sent people spiraling because it implies that not only was there an open arrangement, but David crossed the line and got involved with someone in a way that felt a little too intimate, possibly even emotionally cheating. She even references someone by the name Madeline, and while we don't know exactly who this is, fans are already in full detective mode, trying to piece together if this is someone that has worked with David before, who this Madeline could be. There's been a lot of conversation surrounding who she is, and what I found pretty funny was that for Halloween, because this album came out before Halloween, Lily Allen dressed up as Madeline. Like, obviously, like, this is not the Madeline she's talking about. She's dressed as the cartoon character Madeline, but it was just so funny that she was dressed up as Madeline. Anyway, while all of this was playing out in the music world, something even more dramatic was allegedly maybe possibly happening behind the scenes of Stranger Things, because just as Lily's album was trending, a report surfaced claiming that David was under investigation at Netflix for his alleged behavior on set. Yeah, this wasn't just a personal drama anymore, it was starting to bleed into the professional side of things. According to The Cut, a Daily Mail report claims that Millie Bobby Brown, yes, the Millie we've all watched grow up on this show, allegedly filed a formal complaint against David Harbour for allegedly bullying and mistreating her. The report says the complaint included pages of accusations and was taken seriously enough that it launched a months-long investigation. Now, it's super important to say this, there are no accusations of anything physical. This is reportedly about workplace behavior and Millie's alleged experience being around David on set. That alone is still super serious, especially when you remember how young she was when Stranger Things started and how often David was seen publicly playing that protective dad role toward her. Fans were always like, oh my god, Hopper and Eleven are such a cute duo, and David himself leaned into that in interviews. So now hearing that there might have been tension or even mistreatment behind the scenes, yeah, it's definitely changed the way that people are looking at that dynamic, and that's not something that people want to be feeling when this final season is about to come out. And it doesn't help that Netflix has basically refused to confirm or deny the investigation. Like, they haven't released a statement clarifying what did or didn't happen, and neither have David or Millie, which means all we really have are reports and a lot of speculation. But that hasn't stopped the internet from putting the pieces together and asking what the heck is really going on with David Harbour. People also wrote how Daily Mail noted a rep was present on the set of season 5, writing, the outlet also alleged that Brown, whose claims against Harbour reportedly did not include any allegations of misconduct of a nature, had a representative on the set of season 5, which wrapped filming in December 2024. Now, like I said, fans are not happy to hear this because he literally is playing a father figure to her on the show, and he's talked so highly about working with her that to hear that they clashed on set, it's not okay. People noted that previously, Harbour has also previously hinted at the actor's on-screen relationship bleeding into real life. In 2021, he said that he had a deep fatherly affection towards Brown, whom he first met while filming season 1 of Stranger Things, which premiered in 2016. Millie and I have always had sort of a special relationship because I knew her when she was so young. I knew her before any of this big fame hit," Harbour said on the That Scene with Dan Patrick podcast. "I have a real protective feeling for her. I have a real worry," he said of Brown, who was 11 when she first started working on the Netflix show. "I worry about her and the fame and all that she has to struggle with, and I've just always felt this kind of deep fatherly affection for her." So to hear this, that things were bad and she needed a representative allegedly present on the set of season 5, it's not sounding too good. What happened? First of all, you're on a podcast and you're talking about how, you feel like this fatherly protective figure towards her. You basically knew her before she was famous, so you have this protectiveness over her, and obviously we know that the Stranger Things cast absolutely blew up. These were fresh faces in Hollywood, and suddenly they are super mega freaking famous. But it's just so strange how he can go from feeling very protective over her to then suddenly she needs someone in the room because he's bullying and harassing her. What is he saying? It's all making me think back to the Architectural Digest interview that him and Lily did that people have been referencing for the last week since her album came out. People have been looking back on that interview and they have been reevaluating some of the jokes that he made during it. And they've just been I feel like he hates her because he just seems so upset and frustrated whenever she's saying something. It was just so weird. He was just upset that she was existing and that he couldn't be the star in the room.
Yeah. Is that you can make your closet or your wife's closet bigger than the bedroom area. So this is I don't know, you've had good closets in the past, right?
Nothing like this. This
really?
is amazing. Yeah.
I love I built it. I know.
It was in fact built by a Brazilian company called Florence, who we are very grateful for. They did a really, really good job. It's all panels that are attached to the walls. It's very functional.
And what's so crazy is that, back then in that moment, people were just taking it as oh, that's his sense of humor. It's so funny. I love them together. But now that she's exposed what he was behind closed doors, people are he hated her. He had this ego. He could not stand that she was this star, that she was famous, and he had to be the most important person in the room. And that's probably, what upset him in that AD interview or something, that she was taking some of that shine away when she was talking. And that's making me think back to this Stranger Things conversation that is happening. Is there tension now because Millie doesn't need this fatherly figure? She's been famous now for a while. The show came out in 2016. She's had a lot of time to navigate that fame. She's also married to a major family, her husband, which is crazy to say that she's even married, but she is married to John Bon Jovi's son. They know fame. If she needs help navigating fame, she's gonna go to her husband, she's gonna go to her family. She doesn't need David Harbour anymore. And maybe that's why they clashed on set, because he wasn't this, idol to be looked up to anymore. He's in the room, suddenly he's not the most famous person there. And maybe that got to him a bit. Maybe he was making jokes at her to put her down like he was doing to Lily in that Architectural Digest interview. I don't know, but that's just kind of a feeling. Maybe that's what was going on. Obviously, we don't know for sure. No one's come out and confirmed that these claims really did happen. Maybe they're going to be on the press tour and they're going to be hugging and, being all nice and cute as a cast, and none of this ever happened. But as of right now, with Lily's album just having come out and all these things being said about David, this is certainly on people's minds of what happened. And maybe it was this, but also maybe it was nothing. Maybe there were no claims. I don't know. There's all just so much that is coming out right now. It's really crazy. And because Stranger Things is about to come out, David's done some interviews to promote the new season. He recently was on the cover of Esquire, and they asked him a question about his life, about him being 50, if he regrets things. He's talking about mistakes. He doesn't get into anything about Lily, nothing about that. But this is what he had to say. That's such a hard question, the question of regret or something. I would change either everything or nothing. You either accept your path completely and realize that even the pain and the slip-ups and the mistakes are all part of the journey, and that there's truth and growth, wisdom and deeper empathy and connection in all that. It's kind of like a house of cards. The minute you try to change one thing, you kind of have to change it all. As an artist, it's about incorporating your life into something that you can give to other people so that they can have a cathartic response to their lives. If you've never been through anything, what do you really have to offer? If I were to change anything, I'd change everything and just make my life happy and silly and whatever, and I wouldn't be an artist anymore, and that would suck. So he's admitted that he's made some mistakes, but that's about it. Obviously wasn't going to get too much into Lily and the things that have been said about him, but that's what's going on with David Harbour. He's kind of been canceled since Lily's come out with her album, and more things have been said about him. But I certainly want to know what you guys think about what's been said about him, what's been going around in the news this upcoming season of Stranger Things. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.